Please subscribe.
It's difficult to recognize need, particularly with regards to autos. Subaru has invested decades persuading customers that they not just need all-wheel drive, plastic body cladding, and additional ground freedom, however, that they require these highlights as well. Without a doubt, they aren't entirely fundamental for your everyday drive. However, imagine a scenario in which sometime you simply need to take an unconstrained outdoors stumble into the wild amidst a snowstorm. The organization needs you to trust that you require a Subaru. 3-push SUVs play a comparable diversion. A minivan may have the space and common sense that families require, however, who needs to be found in one of those? Minivan surrogates. For example, the new 2019 Subaru Ascent apparently bundle much, yet not all, of that flexibility into an impressively more attractive shell. Having gained from its misfortune with the overlooked Rebecca, a SUV with a discretionary third column of seats sold from 2006 to 2014 that was too little, excessively costly, and excessively irregular looking, making it impossible to succeed. Subaru is not kidding this time. The Ascent is gone for the core of the 3-push hybrid market against such entrenched models as the Ford Explorer, the Honda Pilot, the Mazda CX-9, and the Toyota Highlander. It fits unequivocally into this fragment on paper with its sizable outside impression, 7 or 8 traveler limit, tall wagonoid shape, and a value that extends from just shy of $33,000 for the base model to more than $45,000 for the completely stacked Touring. This widely appealing mission may appear inconsistent with the quirky character that has won Subaru such a significant number of steadfast purchasers. However, the Ascent expects to satisfy those individuals as well. For a certain something, it looks indisputably like a Subaru. It's hard not to see the Ascent as an overinflated Outback. The structure group avoided any risk on this one, a choice that is hard to blame when the brand is setting deals records in the United States consistently. The Ascent is additionally unadulterated Subaru under the skin, riding on the organization's particular global platform that supports the Impreza and the Crosstrek, and will in the end spread over the lineup. Despite the fact that there are a couple of hard focuses imparted to those littler SUVs, the stage is drastically enlarged and extended for this application. Subaru gladly declares the Ascent as its biggest vehicle ever, yet it's about normal in size for its class at 196.8 inches long, 71.6 inches tall, and 76.0 inches wide. In any case, brilliant bundling gives the Ascent a standout amongst the most pleasing lodges in its fragment. The second line, accessible with either a 3-put seat or a couple of skipper seats, is both extensive and adaptable. The seats slide forward and toward the back on a long track, enabling you to position them to be pulled cozy against the backs of the front seats, pleasant for the individuals who need to be inside simple reach of tots in auto situates, or drove route back for max legroom. The center seats likewise crease and slide rapidly off the beaten path at the draw of a switch to slip passage into the third line. The way back situate is generally satisfactory notwithstanding for two grown-ups, not at all like those in numerous adversaries, yet it's harmed by a fairly low base pattern by Subaru's choice to fit 3 seating positions back there. Truly, it's pleasant to have the capacity to fit 8 out of a squeeze, yet we'd at present give the gesture to the Volkswagen Atlas 2-put third line for generally speaking solace. There are a lot of astute points of interest inside that inspire. Models with achieved seats have cool snatch handles on those seats that are said to be enlivened by those on Japan's slug trains. They can likewise serve twofold obligation as pack snares. The underfloor stockpiling compartment in the payload region behind the third line is sharpened at its top, can be velcroed to the back of the third push seat to hold it open, and the compartment can oblige the removable load shade when it's not being used so it doesn't consume up space in your carport. The Ascent's new turbocharged 2.4-liter level 4 motor with 260 strength and 277 pounds-to-foot of torque is another case of Subaru's push to keep up its quintessential attributes while disposing of a portion of its trademark shortcomings that could have killed new believers. Like other Subaru power plants, it's on a level plane restricted, or boxer, format. A motor sort that has since quite a while ago blessed Subarus with a gravelly, obnoxious sound and shoddy refinement. The Ascent's motor delivers an unquestionable boxer roll, yet it's secluded all around okay to keep abundance vibrations under control and keep the racket from getting to be annoying. The Ascent's consistently factor-programmed transmission, another unit employed for high-torque applications, combines well with this motor. It's one of only a handful few CVTs we've inspected that to some degree convincingly executes recreated moves as you quicken, alleviating the rambling impression that can overstate the boxer motor's absence of refinement in different Subis. The gearbox additionally supplements the motor's torque bend pleasantly, viably keeping the turbo on the bubble and making the Ascent feel responsive and groundbreaking when passing or consolidating. As is run-of-the-mill of most programmed transmission Subarus, the Ascent has an unsteady throttle tip end that can make it hard to drive easily around town, however turbo slack is insignificant. The Ascent is a capable handler, as well, with firm damping that keeps body movements pleasantly controlled in corners. Its slight guiding needs feel and criticism, expelling any feeling of driver commitment from the condition, yet just the 10 best trucks and SUVs winning Mazda CX-9 truly gives that in this fragment, at any rate. Ride quality is great, yet we wouldn't call it extravagant. Rather, the Ascent sits at the touter, sportier end of this fragment, in spite of the fact that the firm ride may settle down a bit with the full heap of individuals as well as freight on board. Effects are never brutal, even in higher-spec models with the bigger 20-inch wheels, bring-down trims accompany 18-inchers. So, street and tire commotion can barge in at parkway speeds. Obviously, there are a lot of contemplations for 3-push SUV purchasers that go past such intangibles. Subaru is playing the numbers diversion expertly, making its Ascent class focused in almost every goal measure. Its EPA mileage assessments of 22 or 23 miles per gallon joined, the heavier limited and touring models are evaluated somewhat lower than the base and premium trims, are close to the highest point of the class. It tows up to 5,000 pounds. A few dynamic well-being highlights, for example, mechanized crisis braking and path takeoff cautioning, come standard on every single trim level. It very well may be furnished with up to 8 USB ports, with discretionary charging ports notwithstanding for third-push travelers. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard on all models. An incredible 19 cup holders are on board. There is no work-in backseat excitement framework accessible, however Subaru will offer you a couple of iPads with Bluetooth earphones for a sensible $970. The majority of this signifies a balanced bundle that at last gives Subaru a no expressions of remorse section in this fragment. We wouldn't call it superlative in any single measure, it's neither the most amusing to drive, the most extensive, nor the most extravagant standard 3-push SUV you can purchase, yet the Ascent hits about the majority of its objectives and is evaluated aggressively. In view of the organization's developing capacity to persuade purchasers that they both need a Subaru, we figure the Ascent will be a simple offer.